Guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a brand new review. Today it's very obvious what we're looking at. We're looking at the WOWGO At2. Now this has been a long time coming. I have wanted to look at this board since it was very first released. When I saw it had pneumatic tires, it was one of the very first low-cost all-terrain boards that wasn't using airless tires. And I'll tell you, I've been riding this for about a week and a half, and it's a really nice board. It's very comfortable, it's got good power, it's just an absolute dream to ride. Now we're out today around Darling Harbour. It's pretty beautiful, have a look around. A little bit chilly in the shade today. It's just after 8 AM in the morning. We're gonna go for a ride, we're gonna talk about the board, I'm gonna give you all the specs, and as always I'm gonna give you my SWOT analysis at the end. We're gonna talk about the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunities, and if there are any threats with this board. And as always guys, my name's Scott Davies. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you like this content, chuck a thumbs up, share, and always ask any questions or comments you want down below, as I always respond to every single one of them. Let's go. Glasses on, that without my glasses I'm getting teary eyes. You see that? Let's talk about this board in detail. It comes in a 2-in-1 configuration, so you can buy the all-terrain, which are 175, or you can get the cloud wheels, which are 120, or you can get both. So far I've only used the pneumatics. I'm dying to put the cloud wheels on. I think this is going to make the board really, really fun to ride. The deck is 38 inches long. The total length of the board, if you include the wheels and the motors, just a smidge over 45 inches. So it's not a small board, it's got a good size to it. Where your feet go at the widest part at the front and rear, a little bit under 10 inches. So it's very, very comfortable. You can see my size 11 US feet fit on there very nicely. Just enough to do the heel toe, get a nice carve. It's a really nice board. Ooh, geez. Good pickup, speed mode 3. All right, while we're talking about speed modes, this has 4 speed modes, very indicative of WOWGO. It's got 1, 2, 3, and turbo. It has a top speed, an advertised top speed of 40 kilometers per hour, which we'll put to the test. And I can honestly say, so far, one of my favorite all-terrain boards. And there's one reason why, and I'll tell you that reason very soon. Let's talk about the battery. Now this is running a 10S 4P configuration, 14 amp hours. Oh, lots of water here. I'm gonna slow down. Oh, so much water. Gross. I got really wet feet now. Gross. Where was I? Battery, 10S 4P, 14 amp hours. Running the 18650s, but they do that so they can fit in that 4P pack. So we'll definitely do an independent range test on this. We'll go out to our usual spot, out to Sydney Olympic Park, where it's reasonably flat with a few inclines that we know, and we'll fully test that out. Now I mentioned before, there's something about this board which just makes it one of my favorite all-terrain boards that I've ridden in a very long time. I'm gonna flip you down now and show you the flex on this board, and you'll see why I like it so much. Look at this. It's just so comfortable. You can go over cracks and bumps, and it just eats them up for breakfast. It's such a nice feeling to have that little bit of bounce. Like, it's not sloppy. It's a very strong bounce, very responsive. It doesn't like flop around and just not feel can't say flop around when I say deck, can I? This feels great. It has a really nice flex, a really nice bounce. Let's leave it at that. All right, next up, let's talk about the motors. The heart of the board. Now this thing is using 6.3, 6.8 motors, and they're advertising them at 1500 watts per motor. And it definitely feels like that, if not more. Now, the 6.3, 6.8 motor, I've got a couple of boards of those, and they are a personal favorite. I really like once you get into that 6.3 size, purely because they don't overheat, they don't get hot. I personally, at just over 100 kilos, I can ride this all day, flat out, and the motors will get lukewarm. Now, you jump on other boards that are more expensive, that have smaller motors, and you'll have overheating, or the motors will be too hot to touch after 20 minutes of riding. Now the 6.3, 6.8 motors, or just anything with 6.3 in front of it, they just don't get hot because they're so big. Another feature on this board, and it's becoming pretty standard, but it's a massive plus for all-terrain boards. Auto on with the remote control. So if you're out riding and you're on the grass and it's getting all wet and dirty, you can turn the board on and off with the remote control. So you don't have to bend down and get your hands all filthy underneath there because you don't know what you've ridden through. These are some of the worst cobblestones in Sydney. Come on here on a urethane and it'll just chew your tyres up. Here we go. Yeah, this is not an issue. Very comfortable. No rattles at all, as you can hear from my voice. Sitting on 25, 26 kilometers per hour. Those pneumatics and that little flex in the deck just smooths it out very nicely. Whew, man, this board has a lot of ticks and a lot of positives. WOWGO's done a really great job. Now it's time for the top speed test in turbo mode, so the top speed they have. We're doing this with a little bit of depleted battery. We're not on full. Let's see what we can achieve. They say 40 kilometers per hour. Now I've got the app in my pocket, so you'll see it on the screen. I'm just looking at the remote. 33, 35, 36, 37, 37. Okay, so that's 30. Looks like 37 is the top speed on the app, on the remote control. Let's pull over here and let's see what the app says. Now the app is very accurate. I've tested about 4 of them. Okay, 37.2. Okay, so 40 kilometers they claim. 37.2 with me on it being a 100 kilo rider. I'm happy to accept that. I think if you were even 5, 10 kilos lighter, you would have no problems achieving that top speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Before we finish, let's do the SWOT analysis on the WOWGO At2. Now, the strength of this board, the motors, awesome. The deck, fantastic. I really love the deck. The trucks are nice and carvy and stable. The wheel options, it's great that it comes with 7-inch pneumatics and the cloud wheels as an option. What else I like? The grip tape. The fact that they're using padded grip tape is awesome. It's a really nice additional feature. They're not just slapping on some thin papered grip tape. They're thinking about the ride comfort and they're doing what they can. Now the weaknesses. There is one little weakness which can be addressed and fixed very easily, and it could even be addressed and fixed with me putting the cloud wheels on. The brakes are a little bit soft. Now this is very indicative of Hobbywing, but with Hobbywing taking custom orders these days, it's very easy for them to give them a call, place an order, customize the ESC, and just get slightly stronger brakes. Now they're not dangerous, so they're definitely not a threat, but they are a little bit soft. So that's why I'm saying it's a weakness. Just a little bit more stopping power would make this board perfect. Okay, now let's talk about opportunities. And again, this is something that can be fixed very easily, or it could even be a new release. It could be the WOWGO At2R or the 2021 model or whatever they want to do. But I'd love to see 21700 cells in this. Now, something like a 12S3P with 40 Ts would really up the speed on this, the top speed. It's already running at 40 amp discharge, but just having that 12S in here would make a huge difference to this board. It would take it from, and I've said this in the last 3 or 4 videos, but it would take it from being awesome to fantastic. Like as it is right now, I'd go out and buy this straight away. It's safe, it's fun, it feels super reliable. And now threats, there are no threats yet. As I mentioned in my last video, we haven't had a board with any threats yet. We've got no ghost accelerations, we've got no cutouts, no disconnects, nothing sinister, no bad noises, nothing's bent, nothing's creaking. Everything came tight, so I always check my boards before I ride them. Everything was tight, nothing was loose, nothing was, you know, overlooked. Just a really well-built board, and it should be. It's not brand new. They've been selling these now for, I think it's close to a year or maybe even over a year, so they've had time to perfect it. If you are gonna buy one of these, now is the time to buy it because it's pretty perfect, to be honest. That brings us to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this content. I love making it for you. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, hit the like button just to let me know you're enjoying it. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Makes this video pop and show up in people's feeds and so on. As always, guys, don't forget to comment down below if you've got any feedback. I always take it on board. I love it. Any questions, I always answer. And don't forget, guys, as always, wear a helmet, skate safe, and we'll see you on the next video. Okay, if you've stuck around this long, just found this really long, soft new grass. I doubt it will be able to handle it, but we'll give it a try. Here we go. This could be really funny. Ooh. Wow, okay. It's making it. I thought it would really struggle. All right, guys, see you on the next video.